All right, so yeah, there you go. Get comfortable. We might. I actually keep, every time I interview a veteran, I keep all the footage. I got a YouTube channel because as you know, you guys are living history.
Can I get a copy of that?
You sure can. Oh. You dang right you can. So let me have your first and last name.
Okay, first name's Dudley, D-U-D-L-E-Y, but I go by the name of Duke, nickname Duke, and the last name is Brown. I got the nickname in high school playing baseball, but it stuck with me all these years.
All right, and you can just look at me. You try to.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot. I got started on.
So Duke, you're back, standing beside a B-17. Brings back memories.
It sure does. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Got some good memories and some real bad memories, But when I was over there, we flew 33 missions, and I saw a lot of my buddies go down in flames, as you want to say, or parachute out and be prisoners of war for the rest of the war. And I flew from April of 44 until September of 44. And I did fly on D-Day. We've had a mission into France on D-Day, bombing German troops in concentration where they were. And that day, it was a sight to see going over the channel, all those ships down there, and knowing that a lot of those fellows wouldn't be coming home. And that kind of, make you get tears to your eyes.
Sure, yeah, definitely. Definitely, but
we were our crew was one of the lucky ones. The only casualty that we had was over Berlin. Our radio operator got hit by shrapnel, and so he didn't finish the missions with us, but he did finish without. He came home later.
Sure.
But other than that, we had, of course, we had holes in the plane lots of times and stuff like that. But we were pretty lucky compared to a lot of the other crews and everything. But and you bonded together there, and when you did see one, you lose one crew. When you've been living with them for 2 or 3 months or so, it kind of you just don't just say, well, that could have been me or something, or us. It's but we had a job to do, and that's what we were over there for. And of course, I was only 19 when I joined the Army Air Corps, and actually I was still in high school as a senior. And I figured there was 3 of us, and when Pearl Harbor was bombed, we said, well, but we figured we better see the principal and see if we got enough credits to get our diploma, so we wouldn't have to go back to school or come back to high school. But anyhow, so we did. So my dad picked up my diploma in June. But anyhow, the 3 of us got broken up, but we didn't go to stay together. But other than that, the experience was something I probably will never regret doing, but I'll always remember what happened. It's a part of history now that's being not too studied, not too much, and stuff like that. So
you guys saved the world. No, seriously, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean, we're free now because of you
guys. That's right. Yeah, they call us the greatest generation, but and all those fellows over there that that didn't come back, and they're the heroes actually, because all those white crosses. Well, we're not heroes. We're lucky.
Wow.
And I spent 30-some months in the Air Corps, and then I came out and got discharged, and I got married, and I was looking around to buy a house and stuff, but I didn't make enough money at the time. So a buddy of mine, he belonged to the National Guard. He says, "Hey Duke," he said, "why don't you come up and join the Guard?" He says, "You tax on, you get a day's pay, and for 4 hours each week." And And because I was in the Air Corps Reserve or Air Force Reserve, but we didn't get paid. But we did get paid when we went up for 2 weeks up on in camp, up in New York State. But so I said, all right. He said, 2 or 3 years. Huh? I said, nah, 1 year is all I'm going to do. And that wasn't enough either, because 2 days before I was supposed to get discharged from the National Guard, they federalized our unit, and we had to go to, in the Korean War, we went to Kentucky actually first. So I got to study, or to, they call it the school troops. We were a school troop squad. We had 105 howitzers, self-propelled like a tank. Mm-hmm. And here's an we were teaching the recruits coming in from, like, I think we had Kentucky and Tennessee, all those new recruits coming in. And we had to teach them what went on with the, with the 105 howitzers and all that sort of. So here's an Air Corps guy trying to teach all these Army people how to fire or 105 howitzers and do this and do that. But it worked out all right. In my year, we were on duty, on orders to go to Korea, and I said, oh boy. And I had my wife down there, and my wife and little daughter, and I said, but then about a week before I was ready to go to Korea, they came out with a program where you had to, if you're a veteran and you had so many points, you didn't have to go overseas. So my sergeant major come around to me, he says, Duke, he says, I got 2 questions for you, and I think I know the answers to both of them. He says, you're on orders to go to Korea, but you can also go back home or get out because you have enough points. So I said, well, you know the answer. So we left down there because we had quarters on the post and everything. And it was something different to do, but other than that, that's all my military.
Well, I was going to ask you, your post inside the B-17 was the
top turret.
Top turret.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Tell me about a top turret. What is a top turret?
It's a rotating gun. Well, it's twin 50s actually, and it rotates 365 degrees, but it has stops so you can't shoot the tail and you can't shoot the props. But it automatic. You have on the sides and stuff like that. But it shoots 600 rounds per minute, I think it is.
But you had a 360 degree view of the sky.
Yeah.
What was that like? In a firefight, what was that like?
It was, even though you had all that air, you had to watch where your formations, you had the different formations. And in fact, we had a ME-109 come right through off our right wing there, number 4 engine. And we could see him, and he could see us. He would look right at us almost. But you couldn't shoot at him because you would hit your own plane past on the other side there. So,
I bet they used that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did that a lot because they knew you couldn't shoot at him, and so they hoped they got away from the tail gunner because he had the last shot on him actually. And other than that, but I actually wanted to be a pilot, but I was. Put in for it, and I did get to go down to San Antonio and get classified as a pilot. And but I went to primary school and I went to part of basic, and then I got washed out. So I ended up, and maybe that was a good thing. The Lord works in mysterious ways here today, and. If I'd have been a pilot, I might not have come back, but you never know anymore.
You never know.
So they said, well, you want to be a gunner? So I went to gunnery school, and that's how I ended up. I had already been to aircraft mechanic school, aircraft and engine, so I had that under my belt. So that's made me, when I come on the crew, they made me the flight engineer, top turret gunner in charge of the enlisted guys. And but we had a good crew, and. We worked together, and we even worked with the officers banded too. They like on Thanksgiving Day, we were at Dyersburg, Tennessee, I think it was, and they had one of the officers had his wife down there, and they had a house, rented a house. They had us over for Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that.
Wow.
So, and we went out to had a couple drinks together with our bicycles.
Am I taking up your time?
No.
Okay.
We're going to be walking out to the next group in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, they, when you're in the service, the officers enlisted men, you got to salute them and everything, and you don't talk, they don't fraternize, I guess you want to say, but when you're in a plane like this with 10 guys, and your life depends on everybody else's, what doing their job and everything like that, and so we had a little more leeway, I think, and they had an English pub we used to visit, and the lady that owned it used to try to save us a bottle of whiskey every once in a while. It wasn't too much of that stuff around. And,
You got it.
And we used to go over there and play darts and stuff. And well, we'd taken some oranges and stuff like that if we had the fresh fruit, which they didn't have. And that's how that's why they, I guess, kind of liked us a little better.
Sure. So after you went through the D-Day Invasion, you were in Germany at that point then?
No, we bombed in France.
Okay, so you always flew out of France?
We bombed just in Caen, France, I think they call it, C-A-E-N, I think. But it was German troops there, and we were trying to take those out at the time and stuff.
Very good.
And other stuff.
What was the name of your plane?
Friend of C2.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of pretty little lady did you have painted on front of your plane?
I got pictures here, but I wanted to show you.
Good.
You can't do that today.
Well, my last question is just that, what is it like to be able to come back out here and basically get back into this plane and take you back 60 years?
Yeah, I look forward to it all the time. I flew this plane last year. My grandson took me up down in Concord, outside of Charlotte down there.
Mm-hmm.
Came into there, and so he said, I'm going to take you up, Grandpa. And so in fact, I got pictures of my iPhone, or my iPad, and anytime I see a B-17 coming in or B-24, any old planes that were around when I was around, and that's 91 years ago almost. I generally try to get up and see. In fact, this is the third day I've been up here. We would come up on a Friday, and because we had something else to see and to talk to, and then I came up yesterday, and then come today.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to get some shots of your pictures here. I think these. Are you getting ready? Is he going to fly again?
No. Nope.
I don't know if there's room or not. There might be.
Well, good. We'll get away from the plane here. We'll stay.